Good afternoon, viewers. Welcome back to Easy Mathematics. We thank God today is Friday, and today we want to look at strand 1 numbers and substrand 1 numbers and numeration system. Today we want to look at modeling of quantities up to 1 billion using a multi-base material. Now, what are the multi-base materials? The multi-base materials are used to represent the values or the numbers. So the multi-base materials, they are cube, rod, flat, and block. And the cube is like a cube. You know the shape of a cube. That's how the cube is. And when you pack the cube, 10 of the cube vertically is going to give you the rod. And if you pack 10 of the rod, it's going to give you the flat. And if you pack 10 of the flat, it's going to give you block. So if we say multi-base materials, they are used to represent values. Now, when you look at this, we are having this box representing 100,000, this one representing 1 billion, and this one representing 10 million. This represents the cube. When it comes to modeling in your exercise book. And the rod here, this one also represents the rod. And the one here also represents the flat. So these are the materials we use for modeling. Cube, this is being represented by the cube. This is for the rod, and this is also for the flat. Now when you look at this side, the values here, they are telling us something. That 1 cube, we are using this to represent the cube. And this is how the cube looks like. This is the shape of a cube. So one of this is 100,000. So because we can't draw this in our exercise book, we use this one to represent the cube. So 1 cube represents 100,000. And 10 of the cubes arranged vertically. So 1 cube is this, another cube, another cube, another cube. 10 times gives us 1 rod. And 1 rod represents 1 million. If you also arrange the rod, 10 of the rods, if you arrange them down, you are going to get 1 flat. So 1 rod gives you 1 million, and 10 of the rods gives you 1 flat. And 1 flat represents 10 million. Now, if you have the flat this way, and you also arrange 10 of the flats, if we arrange 10 of the flats, that is going to give us 1 block. So 10 of the flats will give us 1 block. So it means the flat, which is this one, we are having 10 of those. 1 up to 10. If you arrange them together, it's going to give you 10. 10 of the flat is going to give you 1 block. And the 1 block is also 100 million. If you have 1 block represents 100 million. Good. So 10 of the blocks also gives you 1 billion. If you arrange 10 of the blocks down, you are going to get 10 billion. But in our exercises, or what we are coming to do, we are coming to look at how to model a quantity using these materials. The block can be used to represent a value, or we can use the block to model. So we use only these 3 to do the modeling. So what we are to know is that 1 cube is 100,000. So if 1 cube is giving me 100,000, then 200,000 will give me 200,000 will give me 2 cubes. 400,000 will also give me 4 cubes. The same thing happens to the rod. If 1 rod is giving me 1 million, then 6 million will give me how many rods? 6 in that way. And if one flat is 10 million, one flat is 10 million, then if I'm having 70 million, I will get 7 flats out of 70 million. So we have a question here which says that model the quantities below using multi-base materials. And these are the multi-base materials: the cube, the rod, and the flat. So we are going to use these materials, these ones, to represent or to do the modeling of these numbers. So let's look at the number one. The number one says that model 46,700,000. We have to model 46,700,000. Now, how can I model this value using these multi-base materials? The cube, the rod, and the flat. Before you can do the modeling, we have to first expand the value. What have we been given? We have been given 46,700,000. So we have to first expand this value. And we were taught how to expand in basic 6. So now that we are in basic 7, expanding will not be difficult for us. So to expand this value, we are going to get 40 million plus 6 million and plus 700,000. So first we have to expand. So if you expand this value, we are going to get this. Now after expanding, we are going to use the multi-base materials to do the modeling. Now which value is this? This is 40 million. Now this 40 million, we are going to link this 40 million to the flat. And we have been told that one flat is 10 million. So if one flat is 10 million, then if I need or I want 40 million, I have to get 4 flats. So what do I do? We are going to draw 4 flats. Because we are using our exercise book, we don't have to draw the flats that big so that we can be able to do more. So 40 million modeling using if you are modeling using the multi-base material, which is the flat, 4 flats will give us 40 million. Then we have here 6 million. Then we link this 6 million also to the rod. 1 million represents 1 rod, or 1 rod will give you 1 million. So if 1 rod is giving us 1 million, then how many rods will give us 6 million? 6 rods. So what do? We will draw 6 rods showing the modeling. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So one of these represents 1 million. So all this gives us 6 million. The same thing, this one is 40 million. So 1 is 10, the 4 gives us 40 million. Then with the last one, 700,000. From the materials, we have been told that 1 cube is 100,000. 1 cube. So if 1 cube is 100,000, then how many cubes will give me 700,000? 7 cubes. So what do? We draw 7 cubes nicely in our exercise book with a rule. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 is 100,000. So all this gives us 700,000. And this is how we do the modeling of quantities using the multi-base materials. What we have to do is to memorize this, that 1 cube gives us 100,000, 1 rod gives us 1 million, 1 flat gives us 10 million. If we are able to get the understanding here, in modeling, we are not going to find it difficult. Let's do the number 2, and I'll leave the number 3 out for as an assignment. Do it, then you submit your answers through the page. Now let's look at the number 2. We are to model 53,200,000. We are to model 53,200,000. The first thing that you do is expand the value. What do you do? Expand the value. So since we know how to expand, then expanding is not going to be difficult for us. So if I want to expand this value, I'm going to get 50 million plus 3 million plus 200 million. If we are able to expand, then we are done with the work, because we know that 1 cube is 100,000, 1 rod is 1 million, and 1 flat is 10 million. So if 1 flat is 10 million from the multi-base materials that we just did, if 1 flat is 10 million, then how many flats will give us 50 million? If 1 is 10 million, then 50, we need 5. So what do? We are going to draw 5 flats. I advise you use ruler so that your work will be nice and very, very neat. So we have here 5 flats. 1 flat is 10 million, so 10 million, 2 million, 3, is 10 million. So 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, 40 million, and 50 million. So we've modeled this value using the multi-base material. Then we move to the 3 million. The 3 million is being represented by or with a rod. And 1 rod will give you 1 million. So if 1 rod is giving 1 million, then how many rods will give 3 million? 3 rods. So what do? You just draw 3 rods. When it comes to the exercise books, the dimensions here are not all that important, because we are just doing the modeling using the multi-base material. Then when you come here, we have 200,000, and 100,000 is 1 cube. So if 100,000 is 1 cube, then 200,000 will give us 2 cubes. So we draw 2 cubes nicely in our book. And this is how we model quantities using a multi-base materials. When it comes to the exercise books in the modeling, the dimensions of these multi-base materials are not quite important, because if we try to measure, it will not be even able to occupy the spaces in our exercise book. So this is how we model a quantity using a multi-base material. If we are able to know that 1 cube is 100,000, 1 rod is 1 million, and 1 flat is 10 million, then the modeling will be simple for us. Also, if we know how to expand, then we can do the modeling using the multi-base materials. Now we have the third one here, which says that you should model. So what do? First, expand. Now when you expand, you find out that portion becomes 0. The place that becomes 0, it means you are not going to use any multi-base material. Let's do the assignment there and submit our work on our WhatsApp page for assessment. Now let's move on to the next one. It says that modeling of quantities using a graph sheet. When it gets to the graph sheet, it is there we have to consider the measurement of the cube, the rod, and also the flat. Before we can model using the graph sheet, then we have to get a rough sketch of the model of the multi-base materials before we can do the modeling. So now what does it say here? It says that refer to graph. Let's refer to graph and see, or let's refer to the graph and see how the modeling of quantity on the graph sheet is done. Good. So we are to look at how to do the modeling on a graph sheet. And to do that, you need your graph sheet, you need your instrument, your pencil, eraser, and your long rule. Now, how can we do the modeling on a graph sheet? Just from what we did, let's first model this using the multi-base material. We were told that to model a value like this, we have to first expand. So we have 23,500,000. So let us expand. If we expand, we are going to get 20 million plus 3 million plus 500,000. So we've expanded. Now what do? Let's try to memorize on the multi-base materials. We were told that 1 cube is equal to 100,000 and 1 rod is equal to 1 million and 1 flat is equal to 10 million. So these are the materials we are coming to use to do the modeling on the graph sheet. Good. So now let's come back to the value here. We have 20 million. So we are going to say that if 1 flat is giving us 10 million, then 2 flat will give us 20 million. So we do a rough sketch here before we move to the graph. So this shows my 20 million. Then I'll come here, 3 million. How many rods will I draw? 3 rods, because 1 million is 1 rod. So 3 million, I need 3 rods. So we can say this. So 1, 2, 3. Then with the 500,000, 1 cube is 100,000. So I need 5 cubes. 5. So I am coming to draw this multi-base materials on the graph sheet. And if I do that, I have been able to model this quantity on a graph sheet. So what do I need? On the graph sheet, I need my pencil and my ruler. How can I therefore draw on the graph? What we are going to do is that we are first going to use the cube. On the graph, the cube is 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter on the graph. So the length of this 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. And the boxes that we see there, these ones, they are 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. So each of this represents the cube. Okay, we are sorry for the break. Now we are coming to draw the modeling or the base material on the graph sheet. We are coming to model on the graph sheet. Now, as I was saying, on the graph sheet, the cube is 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. So when you take your ruler and you measure 1 centimeter on the graph, so you get to know that from here to here is 1 centimeter. Here to here is 1 centimeter. So the cube is this one. So each of the boxes there represents the cube. So if I'm drawing the cube, I need 5 boxes because you have been told that 100,000 represent 1 cube. So if I'm using 500,000, then I need 5 cubes. So let's draw the cubes and see. This, we can draw it anywhere. You can take this side, this side, this side, this side. But I want to do mine here. So I'm going to draw my cubes with a rule nicely so that it will be visible for the examiner to mark. So this is 1 cube, 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. I'll draw the next one. You can choose for the cubes to be close to each other, or you can space them out. It depends on the number of cubes you are drawing on the graph sheet. So we have here the second one, we have the third one, nicely drawn with a ruler. We have the fourth one, we have this one here, we have also here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last one we have it here, nicely drawn with a ruler so that we will not be able to get a crooked line. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one represents the 500,000. Now we are left with the 3 million. And with the 3 million, we have been told that we have to draw 3 rods. Now, how can I get the rod? 10 of the cubes will give you 1 rod. 10 of the cubes. So if I want to draw my cube, I'm going to just draw these lines and join them together. So if I want the rod, I need 10 of the cubes. So this will give me 1. This will give me 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that gives me 1 rod. So 10 of the cubes gives you 1 rod. So we are going to join this together and we are to draw 3 of this. So we join them together using a rule. So now, because we've done a mistake, we'll just take our eraser and we will clean it nicely. Then we will enclose this one also. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now it is very advisable for you to use your pencil so that when you make a mistake, you can clean. You can use a pen, provided you won't make a mistake. So I have my second rod. Then I also do same for the third one. Nicely. Then I will enclose it here and also enclose this one. So I've been able to model my 3 million with the 3 rods on the graph sheet. Then I'll also come to the flat. How can I get my flat? Now 10 of the rods will give you the flat. And how many flat do we need? We need 2. So from here we can say that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is 1 flat. So we have here and here. So 10 of those will give us 1 flat. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So up to here. Then we do what? We draw our flats nicely. So 10 and flat here. We join this one You join this one also. Then you have one flat. So you see that 10 of the rods gave us one flat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 10 of the cube gave us one rod. If you want to know the number of cubes that we can get here, you just count, and that will be 100. So 100 cubes will give us one flat. We are left with one more flat because we are having two flats. So also 10 flats will give us, 10 rod will give us one flat. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have it here. You can choose to join them, or you can choose to separate it. So we have the flat here. We also have another line here. So let's count and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have to extend this line for a very accurate work. Good. So we have been able to model this quantity using the graph sheet. The cube represents 500,000, and the rod also represents 3 million, and the flat represents 20 million. So this is how we model a quantity using a multi-base material. Now let's look at the last one, then we draw the curtains down on today's presentation. Now we are to model this on a graph sheet. So what do we do? First thing that we have to do is to expand. So we have 36,600,000. So if we expand this, we are going to get 30 million plus 6 million plus 600 million. So we know that 10 million is one flat. So if 10 million is one flat, then for 30 million we are going to need 3 flats. So 1, 2, 3. Then 6 million, we know that one rod is 1 million. So with the flat, with the rod, we need 6 of those. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then with the cube, we also need 6 because we know that 1 is 600,000. Then you come to your graph. Then you try to model it on the graph sheet. Now here, since we are having huge values, we have to keep them close to each other. So how do we do it? Now we have, let's do the one with the flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have it here. So one flat, you can draw it like this. Then we go this way. We go this way. Then we close it. So we are done with one flat. We move on to the next flat. So let's join it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can join it this way and close, and also close this one. Then finally we close this one. So we are left with 1 because we have to do 3. So we have 10 here, so let's count another 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we rule the line up to this side, then we go this way up to this place. This one is also 10, so we rule up to this place. Then we have it here. So this is the 30 million. Then we are left with the 6 million, that is 6 rods. So that one too, we can join them so that we can be able to present it on the graph. So we have 1, 2, 3, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is 1 rod. This will give you 1 rod because the cube is made up of 10. So 10 cube gives us 1 rod. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is going to give us 6 million. So we have it here nicely. Because it is rod, we have to separate them using our ruler. So we have 6 rods there nicely. So because here the numbers is huge, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rods. Then when you come to the cubes, we also have 6. So that one too, we can just join them together by saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we join all this together because 1 represents 100,000. So we have to separate the rods by joining this one, joining, and finally joining. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this 3 represents the 30 million, and this 6 rods represent the 6 million, and this 6 cubes represent the 600,000. Thank you for staying tuned, and this is how we do the modeling on a graph sheet. Please don't forget to hit the subscription button as we will be able to upload our next week video on Form 2, bar chart and finding the mean, median,